All right, welcome back. You're still watching Daybreak on this 24th day of March 2025. Senator Ledamo Lekina, Mheshimiwa Robert Mbui and Mheshimiwa Geoffrey Ndeto are here. They've been going at it some more, and they are telling me that they have something extra to say about the IEBC selection process. The interviews begin today. What is it, Mheshimiwa Ndeto?
I think for me, just looking at the candidates who have been shortlisted, I'm getting some goosebumps. Because if you look at the history of most of these candidates who are going for chair, and we are here talking about an independent electoral and boundaries commission, and the chairman being the centerpiece of this independence, I see people with a history that sort of aligns with one side or another of the political divide. If you look at Charles Nyachai, you know, we know where he stands when it comes to he was the former chairman of the Constitution Implementation Commission. Anna Madi, registrar of the judiciary until the other day. Joy Brenda Masivo, she was, I remember, the UDA electoral disputes chair, and now chair of Kenya Power. Jacob Gwele, I think this is an ODM insider. Former Nairobi County Clerk. So I don't know whether the country has run out of candidates.
But the others you're leaving.
But
there's Sol Simiu Wasilo from Bungoma, Robert Akumu Asembo from Busia. From
the Kakai Kissinger.
Lilian Wanjiku Manegene from Kirinyaga.
Yeah, but there could be some candidates who are possibly escorting the big names. And my worry, which is not really the truth, but my worry is whether out of this process, we are going to have a person who can say no, if indeed it is a no, even if they are called from the highest office to say a yes. Right now, just from this cast I see here, I don't see us getting a good play.
Well, Senator Lekina,
I honestly believe that this is a completely wrong list of candidates to be able to spear this country into greater heights when it comes to the issue of elections. These are people who have been recycled from all jobs. It's about time to get a very radical young man to be able to lead this commission. Because the problem is this, we forget that power is transient. You know, when we are sitting there as big politicians, we want to bring people who we know. Nyachai, Amadi, Gwele, Brenda, Musiro. Can't we, you know, these people, they have been in organizations that have failed, you know. If you go to KPLC, it has failed. It's got problems. It's got more debt than you can ever imagine. Not what they tell you. More debt than you can ever imagine.
She's just chairing the board.
It doesn't matter. But, you know, when you're sitting at the board, I'm not literally just trying to profile her. But I'm just saying that this kind of characters who have been shortlisted, you know, makes me wonder whether they were young people, but because people are against young people, you know, who had applied to become chairpersons, they were not considered. So to be honest with you, for me, I see the same kind of characters who would be yes people, people who cannot be independent, and who cannot be guided by ethics and integrity. Those are the biggest problems that we're having in this country. We need to have a younger person, more radical person. Who cares? Who has got one thing in their advantage? Age. Because they want to grow, knowing that they led this country out of the trenches. They were able to bring in new blood, new positive thinking in terms of the elections. A lot of people don't care about elections anymore.
Okay.
You know?
Mheshimiwa Mbui, don't you think we're also responsible as a country, because it appears that IEBC is where careers end, if you had to look at what has happened.
So we want to end one of these careers?
No, the previous boards. So maybe we have profiled it to an extent that is not attracting more, because the panel can only shortlist from those that apply.
Well, I think for me, I think this is a very sensitive position. And I just made a comment during the break about the fact that we just lost the immediate former chair of the commission. And you know, if you go to social media, the comments were quite incredible. I mean, a lot of Kenyans were, you know, almost celebrating the demise of an elderly citizen. I will tell you that when Kivuitu passed on, we went to the funeral. And I can tell you, I had just been elected. I was a new member of parliament, newly elected. And other than my party leader, no other political leader came. I mean, it was quite shocking that nobody was really interested. Nobody was participating. So it's like you said, it's a career killer. In fact, it's a serious position that requires us to think out of the box. And I want to agree with the senator here that we may need to think of somebody more youthful, so that a person who cares for their future. When you take in people in their twilight ages, it means that basically, even if things go wrong, they have a short. I mean, 2 of the commissioners lived for about 2 years after they participated and died at a fairly advanced age. So I think maybe it's what he's saying makes sense, that we look for younger people, the people that we are going to bequeath this country to, so that they can be able to figure out how to sort out the matter of elections, so that at the end of the election, the process ends and everybody settles.
All right.
But other than that, in Kenya, and I want to agree with the Honorable Wandeto here, in Kenya, we always have this tendency to go back to the big names. And even when I started seeing the list being circulated, I could, the minute you see names of people that you already know, then you know this thing is already skewed, is already rigged. Because at the end of the day, and I'm saying this here on this show,
but you should
that one of those big names that is in that list is the one that is going to be settled on.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's already a done deal.
You can only shortlist from those that apply. If you don't apply, you cannot be shortlisted.
Yeah, but there are some nondescript. There are some people in that list that are not very well known. They won't have a chance. They will not have a chance. Wait and see. The 4 names that have been talked about here, about the 4, that one of those is the one that is going to be proposed as a chair.
Let's wait and see. Well, when Wafula Chebukati became their chairperson, he was not the most famous or popular person at the time, but he became, and he served a full term, conducting 3 presidential elections, including a repeat election. But we'll wait to see what happens.